if they've got another one on 1st and 10 from the 35. Fires to the right. He's got it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down.
You know, that's a great job by the receiver on that curl route. There's a lot of receivers that finish the route and they just stop. And that allows the DB to close the gap and then knock the ball away. Nice job by that receiver continuing to come back to his QB.
Fights through the pile and picks up a couple down to the 16.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
After the second down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look there. 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to take the 3. And he'll try this one from the left hash and 33 yards away. Oh, he missed it. No good. After the miss, no change in the score.
You can't miss opportunities like that. You're playing on the road in a hostile environment. You're trying to seize momentum right out of the gate. You get a nice drive to start the game, and then you miss the field goal. You don't get any points to show for that. If they're going to win this one, guys, they've got to take advantage of those types of opportunities.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
Now looking for that first down on 3rd and short from the 26. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Floating away. Fires downfield. He's got an open man.
Is that stiff arm even a human arm? It looks like some type of steel bludgeoning device on his way to a first down.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
The pull and throw off the RPO. Makes a catch and knocked down.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
And on 2nd down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Working the middle, it's complete. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down. The Pirates are moving quickly down the field.
And when you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, the receivers got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice catch. Way to get the first down.
Well, when you're running the drag route against man coverage like that, as a quarterback, you've got to put the ball out in front of your target. When you do that, you give the guy a chance to then advance the football up the field, pick up a first down like they did right there.
Second down for the receiver is incomplete. It's now third down.
Third and long from the 30-yard line, in this defense hoping to knock them out of field goal range. From the gun, wants to pass. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. Third and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
He's got it, showing off that big leg from 47 yards out. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drive. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy with that.
Guys, James Madison ready to go back on the attack. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. He lets one fly deep. And that pass intercepted. Trying to take it back. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
That's why as quarterbacks you cannot telegraph the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching it. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
The give to the back. Brought down at the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 6.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Give to the running back. Brought down at the 25 after a 5-yard gain. It'll be a first down.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
They'll snap it from the 25 here on first down. They'll try the run. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, man, there's some big hitting going on in the trenches right now. This defense, they take a lot of pride in stopping the run. Let's keep our eye on them throughout the course of the game and see if they can contain this running attack.
Finds his big tight end. He'll get it all the way down to the 8-yard line, and the defense is feeling the heat.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter.
The end of the first quarter with the score: East Carolina 3, James Madison 0.
They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. On 2nd down, looking to throw. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
And a golden opportunity slips away from the defense there. That's one he'd love to have back. He knows he should have come away with the interception there in the red zone.
They'd love to make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is 3rd and goal. From the gun, wants to pass. Give him 6. Touchdown, Purple Pirates. And it looks Looks as if they buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So the officials take a quick... The replay booth will overturn the call. And they decide to trot out the kicker. And he's already put 1 3 spot on the board. He'll try another one from 25 yards out. It is perfect. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Florida dominated almost from wire to wire. And a game like this makes you harken back to those Chris Leak, Tim Tebow, Brandon Spikes teams that won it all in 2006 and again in 2008. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. James Madison sends the offense back onto the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays. And I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this drive.
Starting this drive like that is exactly what they had hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And he reels it in inside the 30. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Throws to the wideout. And the pass is incomplete, but the flag flies, and there was a lot of early contact there.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. You simply can't do it, and the referees call it.
The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. And he has a solid gain on the play before sliding.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center nowadays in football. You can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Using his feet. Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
You know, this offensive line, they just got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. This offense likes to run their quarterback on design plays. And if you can just give him a little crease, he can take it the distance, but they couldn't get it done there.
To the ground to try to move the chains. And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Dukes.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
And the extra point puts them on top by 1. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Carolina has it back, and the Purple Pirate offense will go to work.
Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
Yeah, I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Finds him out of the backfield. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the Pirates line up to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll field it close to the 50. They were playing with fire on that return, and he got loose for a good return of better than 30 yards. Guys, James Madison ready to go back on the attack. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well, Palmer. They executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well.
And he's going to score. Touchdown, James Madison.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And the PAT makes it 14-6. That's taking advantage of a golden opportunity set up with great field position, and they struck quickly for the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. East Carolina sending the offense back to work. They've had a couple of productive drives, but they've had to settle for field goals in 2 of their 3 previous possessions, Jesse.
Yeah, this is an offense that takes a lot of pride in execution, and they feel like they should have scored a touchdown every single drive. So while it's been good, not great, David, just execute a little bit better, and they can put this one in the end zone this time.
Yeah, and I think you point that out. We went all the way down the field on 2 of our first 3 drives and got field goals. Now, just a little better execution when that field starts to shrink and it gets a little bit more difficult.
He's going to pass. Quick completion on the out route.
I love the anticipation on that throw by the QB on the out route. You got to throw it before the receiver comes out of his break. Nice work.
Now on 2nd down. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
And this guy has been so important to this defense, the way he plays on the back end. Top 10 in the nation in interceptions. He just has a feel and reads the quarterback's eyes. He almost picked that last one off.
In the dead center of the field as they try to convert this 3rd and short. Looking to throw for it. He looks that one in nicely. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
The Pirates are moving quickly down the field. They're going to throw it again. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Complete. And he'll be brought down.
Nice patience by the quarterback here working against zone coverage. He was allowing his receiver an opportunity to find that open space in the defense before pulling the trigger.
2nd down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. Going the other way, and he's got room. It's the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can tack a little something extra on their lead before the break. James Madison sends the offense back onto the field. Guys, it's been an entertaining first half and not a lot of time left to put some more points on the board.
No, but you got this possession.
And that pass picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. Not only a great play, but tremendous discipline by this sophomore to make the pick. A first down for the offense. He wants to start this drive with a pass. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down. Here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. Dances away from the heat. Trying to make magic with his feet. Good little pickup there as he saw some daylight and got what he could.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
They've got it inside the 40 and the 39 as they pick up the first down.
Nice job by this offense converting the third down. Listen, third and short, they know you're going to run the football, and they still did a great job being physical. Third downs has been such a struggle for this offense. Bottom 50, one of the worst in college football. Nice job on that play.
Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds as long as it passes the line of scrimmage. We go on to the next down. No harm, no foul.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
And the defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get two bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
Third and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
And this kicker is turning into old reliable. He's already knocked through a couple today. And they weren't able to get him in the middle of the field, so now a 49-yarder from the right hash. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you get a stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Guys, James Madison ready to go back on the attack. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David is sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create, and sometimes...
Makes the catch down the right side. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
And you just could not allow that to happen defensively, giving up a big play like that. They're going to need to now play with some sense of urgency if they're not going to give up any points here before the end of the half.
Going up top on first down. He'll pull it down. Runs through a tackle. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. And on second and short, no tight formation here. 3 receivers left. Fast motion from the offense. On second down, wants to throw it. Dances away. Wide open downfield. Touchdown, Dukes! Made the snag and strolled his way into the end zone.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
East Carolina has it back, and the Purple Pirate offense will go to work. It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Palmer.
They may have to get out of their comfort zone here too, David, a little bit and just start being more aggressive and take some chances, but that's what's going to have to happen for them to win this game.
Yeah, and when you're losing, obviously everything gets heightened. Everything becomes more critical. This drive is crucial because you've got to cut into this deficit and put some points on the board.
Quarterback checking the play. To the air on first down. Hit as he throws. And it's picked off. Not a lot of room on the return, but he'd already gotten the most important thing, the ball, and they have it at the 46.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Wants to throw on first down. Going for the big play. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today. He goes out of bounds, but won a play to create a sudden change opportunity.
Turnover margin always goes such a long way in deciding who wins the football game. Interception number 3, that is no bueno. Got to take care of the football. Can't keep putting your defense in a bad position, putting them on the field time and time again.
Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. That's reeled in. It's Harvin. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down.
Defense, what are we doing? How are you going to let that guy, one of the best receivers in the entire country, be wide open like that? You're just making it way too easy for the offense.
Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Looking to move it through the air. He finds his man. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
East Carolina, 9.
Kickoff team is on the field. They'll try to drive this one deep.
On the football.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. East Carolina sending the offense back to work. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job with pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first half.
And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play.
Well, you wonder if one of the adjustments they made at halftime, trailing in this game, was to try and get the ground game established, David, and they're off to a good start here.
Dang right. Stay patient. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to press. Just try to get scoring drives together. Don't abandon the run.
And he doesn't find much running room. A short gain on the play.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running back.
Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. The defense grabs it, and they're going the other way. And the quarterback tried to make something out of it with his legs, but instead, he turns the football over.
And this is what you like about the quarterback. You don't want to handcuff him. You want to give him the freedom and the flexibility to get outside and create. That's where he's brilliant. That's really the added element he brings this offense. But you do need to reel him in with respect to the fundamentals and taking care of the football. Just has to do better moving forward.
And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. He'll pull it on the read. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
I'll tell you, this is a hard defense to run against if you're going to go sideline to sideline because of that guy's speed at linebacker. He can get all the way to the perimeter, chase the quarterback down on the option, and make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Impressive.
And there's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out in the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, I got to get my feet set, make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on, and I think that you saw that led to a little bit of inaccuracy.
On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
So frustrating as a defense because you got the offense in 3rd down. You're in a situation now where you can get off the field. If somebody just makes a play, but you let the quarterback escape. And then beyond all that, you can't even get a good hit on him.
Try to get it to the edge. Discards a man. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a 1st down.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on 1st down. And you want to create 2nd and short, 3rd and short, or just get 1st downs like that run right there.
Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, James Madison. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
And these design QB runs, man, they really test the physicality of this defense. Knowing this quarterback's going to tote the rock, they know that there's now an extra blocker, so somebody on defense is going to have to make a superhuman effort, get off a block and make a play. They could not get that done.
28, East Carolina, 9.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. East Carolina has it back, and the Purple Pirate offense will go to work. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute, and you've got to lock in.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
Got his man. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the 1st down.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the 1st down.
And the Pirates come to the line with a fresh set of downs. From the gun, running back gets to give. And a 9-yard gain on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and short.
And it's really nice, whether it's RPO or not, is having a defensive line that stones the offensive line, takes away the gaps. It doesn't matter what your read is if you're winning up front on that defensive line. And that was a nice 2nd down run. It's setting up 3rd and inches. And now it's physical time, right? Like, they know you might run the football. You know you probably want to run the football. How can you be more physical? Sometimes bring some extra bodies, some extra tight ends in. Go to that play that you know is your short yardage play.
The Pirates pick up the 1st down.
So far, everything's just seemed to work for this offense when they wanted to run the football. Regardless of what down and distance it is, they're able to get it done. Up front, getting a lot of push, and these backs are finding the holes.
The RPO, fire complete to the left.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense. Understand, listen, that QB is a threat. And they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
And this offense just has to find a way to convert this third down, or else they are really in trouble. Makes his connection. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
Third down, man. You'd think this offense would want to throw it down the field, at least past the sticks. With this defense and their athleticism and speed, they gobbled him up behind the line of scrimmage.
On fourth down, they'll throw for it. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His third interception of the day. Takes it the other way. Touchdown, Dukes! A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense.
Yeah, how about that, man? Fourth down, trying to go make a play, get this offense going, get it sparked, get some points on the board, and that couldn't have gone any worse. They throw the pick, and not only that, they return it all the way back for 6. That offense just shot themselves right in the foot.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Cal is running away with this one, thanks to an offense that has not been stopped since that group stepped off the bus. They're up by 17 over Colorado. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, you're going to be hard to stop.
Wide receiver now comes in motion. Might as well give it to him again. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
Yeah, you start day one of training camp running your base runs. You need a few yards, you run these plays. You need a first down, you run these plays. You rep them over and over and over again. They're not sexy, they're not pretty, but in the end, they're effective, and they get you that new set of downs when you need them.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him and get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
After losing a couple on that last play, here's 2nd and 12. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Really good job by the defense, seeing it and going and getting it. Nice job understanding the touch pass. It could happen. Those guys go in motion, man. I got to understand, safety's got to see that, start flying down, getting ready to play that. Nice job by the defense being ready for that play.
They get to him as he throws. It's caught. And they make the tackle, but it'll be enough for a first down, and we'll see if they get another play off here in the third.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, James Madison, 35. East Carolina, 9.
And the Pirates come to the line with a new set of downs. He'll come out throwing on first down. Stands in and takes the hit. Couldn't hang on to that one. This defense has already picked off 3 passes, almost had the 4th. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops, just not in sync. And that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
And that goes down as incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was he's outside the tackle boxes. He knew he could throw it away as long.
Throws toward the end zone. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business. Guys, James Madison ready to go back on the attack. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Going to try to pop one on the screen. No, sirree. Not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one.
The defense sniffed that screen out perfectly. All the D linemen, they were reading the body language of the offensive line. They knew something was up, and when the screen pass got thrown, they were right there to make the tackle.
He's going to pass on second down. Unloads to the wideout. Complete downfield. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
Well, I love play callers that want to stay aggressive, regardless of what the score is, regardless of how much time is left on the clock. And I promise you this, there are a lot of fans, there are a lot of teams all across college football that are paying attention to what is happening right now.
They make the stop after a gain of 3 to the 31.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Found a little space, and he's got 4 to the 35.
I think you run that play on second down knowing it's going to make third down easy. You're not trying to hit a home run. You don't need the big play right now. Now you know third down, everything's on the table, everything's available, high success rate.
Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. It'll take some work to get to the sticks. It's 3rd and long from the 30. From the gun, wants to pass. Takes his shot. How about that play? A diving snag along the right side.
Well, that's another completion. This quarterback's on fire. I get it. He's thrown for over 200 yards in this game, but it's because he's got people helping him out. How about that incredible job diving out, stretching out, and hauling that pass in? Quarterbacks love it when they don't have to be perfect every time they throw the football. And this group of receivers, they are helping out their QB1.
And here comes the offense on second down. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. What a nifty run there to pick up the first down.
The clock is my friend. If I can do this late in the ball game with a lead and I can continue to run the football and they have no answers, well, then I'm going to walk away with a win. So, listen, I wouldn't change a thing. I'd keep pounding the football, keep running the clock.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. Now on first down from the 43-yard line. Wide receiver coming across in motion. This quarterback part of their running game. Running toward the tape. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one. From the 17-yard line, threatening to score on 1st and 10. Running back searching for a hole. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
They'll switch it up here and look to throw. Lets it go to the end zone. Touchdown, James Madison. And the stomping has commenced. They add on another one, and they're about to push their record to 5-1.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me, or I should get conserved, because this offense obviously has had themselves a day, and apparently their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
And the extra point was good.
That makes the score. James Madison, 42. East Carolina.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
Number 19, set to kick it away.
That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. East Carolina sending the offense back to work. This has been an old-fashioned fanny paddling, David. I mean, they've just got taken behind the woodshed. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. There he goes to the right. And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous parting gift, the consolation prize, if you will. And he puts through the extra point. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. They're just about ready to kick it away.
16.
Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. And in a two-possession game, they'll take a knee. Defense can stop it a couple more times. They won the game today. That's 2 in a row. If they win the next one, it's called a winning streak. It's been done before.
And we're seeing the identity of this team come into fruition. Just get the sense they're finding out who they are, what they're about, what they're going to do schematically, and who their big playmakers are.
Which is tough to do, right? It's tough to grow throughout a season and understand who you are. But when you stack wins week after week on top of each other and start to have success, you start to grow as an identity and you start to understand who you are.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.